This conference will now be recorded.
So are you able to see my screen, everyone?
Yes.
Notepad plus plus only, right? If you are seeing.
Yes, Sunil.
Okay. Okay. So yesterday we covered Python fundamentals, and, Python introduction, and where we can use Python, and what is the advantages of Python, and we discussed about the variables. So how we can use the variables, and how we can define the variables, like that we discussed yesterday. So today we are discussing about identifiers, reservoirs, and basic data types. So here, identifiers. Anyone know about the identifiers? So identifiers means, so a name within the Python is called as an identifier. Any name. So suppose you declared test. So this called as identifier. You declared as A. It is called as identifier. So you declared for amount. So it called as identifier. Anything, anything it represents the name called as identifier in Python. Okay. So these identifiers, you can use the alphabets in uppercase, lowercase, and you can use the numerics 0 to 9. You can use the underscore to define the identifiers. Suppose this is the valid identifier. You can use uppercase or you can use lowercase. You can use mixed like this. Okay, you can use like this. You can use mixed both alphabet and numeric, and you can use like underscore like this. So, but you cannot start with the numeric in the identifiers. So, one, two, three test. This is the not a valid identifier. Okay, so it should not start with the numeric, and it should not. Python doesn't allow the any these dollar symbol, so you should not use the dollar symbol in your identifiers. So, and you cannot start with the symbols like what you called at the rate, not percentile. Those symbols should not start in the identifier names. So you can start with the underscore, that is not a problem. So you can end with underscore. So that is not a problem. So if you have the long length identifier, you can split with the underscore. Suppose employee name. So you can split with the underscore, so to better readability. So if you write like this, so it should not be the better readability, right? So someone, if someone see this screen, so what is it? It is difficult to understand at the first scene. So for that you can use the underscore. So it gives the better readability. Okay. So understand about the identifiers, right? As I told, you cannot use dollar symbol in your identifier. Okay. Nothing but these and all variables. You can call it as a variables, variable name, function name, method name, class name, anything. Anything is a identifier. Okay. Are you clear about this one, right?
Yes, yes, Sunil.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. If anyone has any doubts, you can
Yeah,
uh,
Sunil.
ask directly.
Yeah, Sunil, this is Mohan.
Yeah, yeah, Mohan.
Yeah, identifier it start with at the rate.
Yeah, no, no, you cannot start with that directs.
Okay,
So special characters not allowed. Okay, you cannot
o-
start with the special characters at all.
okay. Even
Okay,
hyphen also we
so
can't start with hyphen.
hyphen also, yes, hyphen also you cannot start. So only underscore allowed.
Okay.
Okay, so others you can try at the time of practice. You can try other possibilities, all the possibilities, and you can. If you try yourself, you have the better understand on that concept. Okay, so that this is the identifiers. So we are moving forward to reserve words. Anyone know about the reserve words? Every every programming language has reserve words. If you are working in PL SQL or mainframe or any other programming language, you are aware of about the reserve words. Anyone tell about this one?
If
Yeah,
that
there are some variable. I mean, there are some words actually that we cannot use as a variable.
Okay.
if for while this and all reserve words.
Why we call it as a reserve words?
I mean that words we not use as the function name or variable.
No, that is the usage. So I am asking about the why we are calling it as a reserve word.
With that word already we declare some special purpose in Python. Maybe that is the case.
Yes, correct. So what Python will do? Python will reserve the few words for the particular functionality. Suppose if you see if reserve word if is reserved for the condition checking. Okay, so you cannot use if for other purposes, variable and all. So if you declare if equal to some like this, it doesn't take. Okay, it won't take like this. So if is reserved for the condition checking. Like that, there are 33 reserved words in the Python. Okay, 33 reserved words in the Python. We call it as true, false, none, and if, elif, else. Okay, import, for, like that. We have the lot of reserved words. Okay, so these and all have the special meaning, special functionality. True means it is for the whether that variable or that functionality is true or not. False means that is false, like that. So these three are should start with the capital letter. First letter is capital. Others all are small only. So they design like that. If you give small like this, it won't take. It throw the syntax error. True is not defined. Okay, you can use it as a variable like this, but it is not recommended. Okay, so these are the reservoirs. Anyone has any doubts in this? So I want to ask one question, everyone. Is Python case sensitive or not?
Yeah, cast sensitive only.
Yes, I think so.
Why? Why you are thinking Python is case sensitive?
We can
Because
use
if
small letters and capital letters also.
Yeah, in every language you can use a small and capital also, right? So why you are telling that this Python is case sensitive?
because here we are not giving any int data type names, na. So I mean we can declare with variable names. Different variable names. Just like here we have written as true with capital T. But if we'll give a small t, then we can declare one variable if true. I think so.
Okay,
If if letter
so
is started with the capital letter, small letter, in between that letter we can use the capital letter also.
yes, yeah. So if you suppose here we are calling like I take as test variable. So this is 20. Okay, I am taking test. How it is, what it is through? Name error. Name test is not defined. Okay, because this test is different, this test is different. So here first letter is capital, here first letter is small. So if you are define anything like this one, here you define like capital T and remaining is small. You should use same way when we are calling this one. So if you use small, it doesn't take like that. Okay. So if we see test, so that is the case sensitive. So if you do any this case, right? So you should use that case in the while you are using that variable. So you cannot use other case. So in other languages, you have the flexibility that if you define like this also, you can use it as like this also. These both are considered as same variable only. In Python, it doesn't take like that. Okay. So here this is considering as one variable, this is considering as other variable.
Yes, Sunil.
So that is the case sensitive here. Yeah.
Yeah, here in test, first letter is capital letter, E is small,
Yeah.
and S is small, and again T is capital. It is working.
No, it won't work. You are talking like that, right? This is also a different variable. So this is the different look like how it is looking. This is the different, this is the different, right?
Yeah.
So by seeing these two are different. So Python is also considered as this is different, this is different. Okay. How you code that it will take as same and consider it as same variable. So if you view differently, it won't remember like other languages. Okay. So in memory, it is save it as like this only. If background, what it consider as, suppose you give it as test, right? Each byte it will compare in background. So this is has some, if you decode this one, it has some different value, it has some different value in background. So how it will consider as, suppose, let me fill it in. Internal, how it coded. So we are talking about test. This is the test, right? So another one is, this is the test. So here this test has the different value. Suppose it has the 2. Suppose it has the background value 2. This is the 3. This is the 4. This is the 5. Right? So here this value is different one. Suppose it is the considering as 1. This is the 3. This is the 4. This is the 5. Like that. So here, because of the small letter, this value is changed in background. So when you call it as test, this test, it is comparing. Earlier you declare like this. So it is comparing the background value here. So it doesn't match the both the words, both the values, right? So when it is comparing, it throw like value, that variable was not defined. So if we see also, it recommend. Did you mean like test? Because it already feeded in the memory. It will suggest like this. Okay. Whether you forgot or not, like that. If you forgot, it is reminding like this. Did you mean test, like that? Okay. Understand, right?
Yes, yes.
This concept is clear, or anyone has any doubts still?
It is understandable.
Yeah. So what we are talking, reservoirs. Okay. So you can see the reservoirs by using the some.
ம் கம்யூனிட்டி சென்ட்ரி தான் இவங்க கஸ்டமைஸ் பண்ணிக்கிறானுங்களா அதுக்கப்புறம் புரியுதா
Yeah.
இவங்க ஒரு லைசென்ஸ் வாங்கிக்கிறாங்களா செக் பண்றாங்களா தெரியல இவனை வாங்கி பார்த்து
Sorry. So these are the keywords available in the Python. So you can see by using the this import keyword, you can import keyword library. So in the keyword library, we are calling keyword list. KW list is the keyword list. So here you can get the all the keyword list whatever available in the Python. You can see false is keyword, none, true, and as, asset, async, private, break, class, continue, def, delete. These are all keywords. Okay. So all are clear, right? Until here. So I'm moving forward to data types. Okay. So data types. There are 5 simple data types. which are called as int, float, full, str, none. These five are simple data types. We have the other data types also as mentioned here. So complex, like that. These are all, I will tell you. Complex, list, tuple, dictionary, dictionary, list, tuple, dictionary. We have others, range set. So these are all some complex data types. These are all very simple data types. All are aware about these data types. Every language, these are available, I think. So coming to int, so it is, we can consider as a integer. Suppose if you declare like that, as earlier we discussed. So it is the, if you, I will come here. So 8 equal to 10. So if you print a, so it is the integer. If you take type of the a, it is taking as a class int. So this is data type is int. So like that, we have the float, bool, like float, right? So where we can use float exactly? Does anyone know about the where we can use floating values?
Float, if we have number in that we have dot.
So if you want to store any decimal values in a variable, you declare it as a float. Suppose you have the, so if you print this one, if you check type of, so it is type is float. If you are storing any decimal values, okay, if you're storing any decimal data, so then it consider as a floating data type, float data type. Okay, so understand, right? What is float data type? So we usually you many times used in the real time in the amount fields. So any amount fields you can use it, float any salary fields. So and some transaction amounts, and the price and all same. So any value which represents the decimal, so we can call it as a floating data type. Okay, float data type.
Yes, Sunil.
So yeah,
Here in float we insert we 250 dot 450, right? 450.
yes.
What happened for that 0450?
So
Here,
zero actually it will truncate zero in the decimal, after decimal point for zero there is no value.
okay.
Okay, so if you
Mhm.
give zero or not, that is not a matter. It is considered as a 4 5. Okay, there is no difference if there is a calculation on this, because there is no meaning of the zero in the floating decimal after decimal point. That is
Okay.
why when you, if you give zero also, when you print that variable, it truncated that 0. So if you see background, it considered as after the 4 pi all are zeros only. After decimal point all are zeros. If you give any value, then it take as a value.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So next data type is Boolean data type. So where you can use Boolean values when we want to decide whether that condition is true or false, like that. If you compare any condition, it gives the true results, then we can go ahead for the another logic. So if it is a false, then go for the other, like that. If you use like that, these true or false we call as a Boolean values. So true. So this is the Boolean value. False. This is the Boolean value. So when we declare is eligible for test, if we take false, if you print this one, it gives us a false, like that. If you true, it will print as a true. So like that. So in real time, how we can use like these Boolean values, if the condition satisfies. So if some condition you take, if one if condition, so some sales greater than some limit, some 7,000, it crosses this one, you put as a like condition, sales reached equal to true. So in that condition you mention like this one. So here you are checking like condition. So if it is meet, you are checking sales reached to true. So where it uses after some point of time, you are checking. If sales reach, you can throw one any message. Congratulations, we succeeded our goal for this month, like that. Okay. So for that type of conditions, we use Boolean values. Okay. So initially we can take it as a sometimes sales reach. If you want to initialize this one, you can set it as a false. Okay. Either it is false or true. You can take it as a reverse way also. Before you can take it as you can initialize as a true. After this condition satisfies negative way, then you can set it as false. Like that also you can take. So anyway you can take. So that is not a problem. So true has one value. True consider as 1. So false consider as 0. 0 ones, you know, right? True has the value of 1. False has the value of 0. So if you take true minus true, so it has the, sorry, true minus true means 1 minus 1 0. Okay. True minus false. Okay. True minus false means 1 minus 0 1. Okay. True plus true. What is the value you got now? What is the value you will get here?
11.
It is a two.
2.
1 plus 1. 2.
Two.
2, yeah, 11.
So it is 2. Because we are, what we are doing? We are doing arithmetic operation. We are adding one, it has the one value. it has the one value. We are adding 1 plus 1. So what it is the after result? It is 2. Okay. So if it is a string, if it is a string, then it is 1 1. Okay, because it is a integer 1. So that is why here if you do concatenation, if you do arithmetic operation plus it added 1 plus 1 and it gives the result 2. Okay, understand, right?
Yes, Sunil.
Okay,
Yes,
so
Sunil.
yeah, so we have the one more two more data types. Those are string and none. So we will discuss about the none now. So what is the none? So it has the meaning in its name itself. So suppose if you want to declare one variable, so you want to decide to use after some time, some lines of code I finish, I want to use that variable in my logic. So for that I want to declare before uh, before ahead of my logic. You want to declare that variables, then you would you would not declare like this, right? So it already declared. So you would not declare like this. So because it is throwing like name rest is not defined. Okay. So now rest equal to none. You declare like this. If you give rest, it has the none value. No, nothing it returns. Right. So later you want to assign any value to this one like this. You can assign like this. So none is none data type doesn't have any meaning. So if just a none, so it doesn't have any value in that in this variable. So it is a dummy variable. So you want to use in your logic later, then that you want to declare before. So then you use like this rest equal to none. Then you can later you assign some value, then you can like this, you can use like this. Okay, you understand, right? Non variable, non data type.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
next is, yeah, complex data type. So complex data type means complex. So complex data type syntax is like this: a plus bj. So a is real part and b is imaginary part. So this complex part, we can use it as some math related formulas. When you are using math, core math, algebra, linear algebra, like that, you want to use in your program, then you can use like this complex data type. So it allow like this one. So you have the formula like this. You can use like this. So we can show, I can show you here. So I have the data. So I have the B data like this. So I want to apply arithmetic operation addition to this A plus B. I print uh, how it calculates. So first real real part it first add. So this is 33. So it add the imaginary part. It is the 66.3. Okay. So if you see A, if you print like this, you can you already had this where this type of formulas, this type of variables in your maths, like 12th grade, 11th grade maths, right? You encounter these type of formulas and this type of data. For this, you use this complex data type. So most of the times, if you are going to data engineer side or any DevOps side, so you no need to bother about this complex data type. So we hardly don't use these complex data type. So we use only mostly these five simple and those list, dictionary, tuple, string like that we use. So better to know if anyone wants to go data science side, AI side, you must know about these complex data type, because most of the times we are dealing with the linear algebra maths only, right? So there we encounter this type of data. So we go ahead with the string str. So if you see str is a, so I will show you type of the A. See, type of the A is complex. Okay, str represents the string. Okay, what is the string? Anyone tell about the string? What is the string? Meaning of the string?
It represents the names.
What
Combination of
names?
characters.
Yes. Any better definition?
Is used to store characters.
Okay. So string is a sequence of characters which are enclosed in a single quotes or double quotes. Okay. So in Python we can use both double quotation and single quotation like this and like this also to represent the string. So str1 sample that I can declare like this, or I can declare like this. So both are represent the same. Okay. So if you want to print, you can use like this. If you are give str2 like this. If you see here in the both the case, you here you give double quote, right? So when you print this str2, what it gives? Single quotation only. Okay. It consider both as a string only. So here if you want to, so you have the long length of string and if you want to declare in multiple lines, you can use triple double quotation or triple single quotation like this. Below also it should end with the triple quotes. Okay. If you print str3, see, if this is the n is a new line. So here this editor is taking as a new line like this. If you try in other editor, it will show correctly. Okay, 2 lines like this. If you want to take as a, if you have longer length of string, you want to print it in multiple, you want to store it in multiple lines in a single string variable, you should code like this. Okay, one more thing, in Python, single line comment is hash. Hash is a single line comment like this. If you want to comment any single line, you can use hash. If you want to comment multi-line, this is a multi-line comment. You can use single quote or double, triple double quote, triple single quote. Anyone is fine. It is considered as a comment like this. You can write it as a multiple lines also like this. It's considered as a comment. So sometimes it considered as a doc string also. So document string. So if you have, if you want, if you write one script, so you want to tell about what is the functionality of that script. So you in this triple quotations, you mention the entire functionality of that script. Okay, that is called it as a doc string also. So other languages you put like this, right? Like this. So here it won't work. So this is the today class. Anyone has any doubts? Please let me know.
Yeah, here Sunil, double hyphen it is work for commenting. Double hyphen.
Double icon? No.
Okay. Again double
Anything
hyphen.
else
Okay.
can see like this. Double icon doesn't work here. There is no double icon here.
Yeah.
In
Can we store
SQL you
numbers
have
in
double icon.
okay.
Sorry?
Can we store numbers in string data type? Like we want to store
Yeah,
a numbers.
you can store. Yeah.
Okay. That time it will treat as a string only or number.
If you enclosed in the like quotations, it is considered as a string only.
Okay.
String type of uh, string only. If you don't put these quotes, then it considered as a integer only.
Yeah. Okay.
Anything which is enclosed with the quotations, it called as a string only. So I am stopping recording here.